Hey everybody, today is December 14th, and rather than reading an article to you, I thought I would, and I have to be very careful about how I state what I am reading because it's in relation to a virus. This was updated on the 12th, which is 2 days ago. If you happen to get the vaccine for the virus, there are potential side effects according to the CDC. This is not according to me. This is not my opinion. This is the CDC saying this. So YouTube, before you give my channel a strike for stating such, this information comes from the CDC, which according to YouTube policy guidelines, I need to go to the CDC for this. And we go over here. There's all these rules about what you can and can't say about the virus on YouTube. And there's even a vaccine misinformation policy. Now, in here it says, content alleging the vaccine causes chronic side effects outside of rare side effects that are recognized by health authorities. So, I'm just going to go through the side effects that are recognized by the local health authority, the CDC. So, YouTube, this is not me saying this. This is me just relaying what the CDC updated 2 days ago. So do not strike my channel for this. Vaccines are safe and effective, and severe reactions after vaccination are rare. That means that severe reactions after the vaccination happen. That's it. I'm going to skip around a little bit just so that I can get the highlights. Anaphylaxis after the vaccination is rare, but it does happen. Thrombosis with thrombocytopenia syndrome, or TTS, after the Johnson & Johnson vaccination. It happens. The first one says 5 out of a million. This one says 4 out of a million. The Guillain-Barré syndrome, or GBS, in people who have received the J&J vaccination. It happens. And it's typically in men that are 50 years and older. Myocarditis and pericarditis after the vaccination are rare, but it happens. It's an inflammation of the heart muscle, and the other one's an inflammation of the outer lining of the heart. Kids aged 12 to 15, 70.7 cases per 1 million doses of the Pfizer BioNTech. Let's see, how do I read this off? A review of the vaccine safety data in VAERS from December 2020 to August 2021 found a small but increased risk of myocarditis after the vaccines. Over 350 million vaccines were given during the study period, and CDC scientists found that rates of myocarditis were highest following the second dose of the vaccine among males in the following age groups. And I said this before in another video, and it got taken down. So if you are a male between the ages of 12 and 24 years old, right here, if you're between 12 and 15, 70 out of a million got myocarditis. 16 and 17-year-olds, 106. Well, that's 105.9, but I'm rounding it up. Cases per 1 million. 18 to 24 years old, 52 cases and 56.3 cases per million. And that's for the Pfizer and the Moderna. So Pfizer got a 52.4 cases of myocarditis, and Moderna got 56.3 cases per million of myocarditis, or pericarditis. It doesn't say. You're reading the same thing I'm reading. Multiple studies and reviews of data from Vaccine Safety Monitoring Program continue to show that vaccines are safe, despite all of these rare things. As a result, the agency will refocus enhanced surveillance and safety monitoring efforts towards children and adolescents, because they seem to be the most at risk from these vaccines, apparently. This isn't me saying this. This is the CDC saying this, YouTube. As of December 8th, 2022, there have been 1,052 preliminary reports in VAERS among people younger than 18 years under review for potential cases of myocarditis and pericarditis. Of these, 245 remain under review. Through confirmation of symptoms and diagnostics by provider interview or review of medical records, 702 reports have been verified to meet CDC's working case definition for myocarditis. See below for counts of verified reports of myocarditis. So 5 to 11 years old, 23 verified after 22 million doses administered. After 25 million doses administered, 365 verified reports of kids ages 12 to 15. 16 to 17-year-olds had 314 verified reports of myocarditis after 13 million doses were administered. As the vaccines are authorized for younger kids, CDC and FDA will continue to monitor for and evaluate reports of myocarditis and pericarditis after the vaccine, and will share more information as it becomes available. Originally, they wanted to hide the information for 75 years, but through Freedom of Information Act, we're getting information before then. So, the last one to hit on is reports of death after the vaccine are rare. That means that death after the vaccine does happen, although rare. They don't say how rare, but it's rare that it happens. So the FDA requires healthcare providers to report any death after the vaccine to VAERS. This is a virus adverse effect reaction study group sort of thing. Even if it's unclear whether the vaccine was the cause, reports of adverse events to VAERS following vaccination include deaths. Do not necessarily mean that the vaccine caused the death. More than 657 million doses of the vaccine were administered in the U.S. from December 14, 2020 through December 7, 2022. During this time, VAERS received 17,868 preliminary reports of death, which is 0.0027%, among people who receive a vaccine. CDC and FDA clinicians review reports of death to VAERS, including death certificates, autopsy, and medical records. Continued monitoring has identified 9 deaths casually associated with J&J Janssen vaccine. CDC and FDA continue to review reports of death following vaccination and update information as it becomes available. So, what you need to know is that they are safe and effective, and that all of these things that may happen to you are rare. They are less rare if you are a male, according to the CDC. This isn't me. This is the CDC saying this. I find it odd that they don't have any study where they mention how many girls in the ages of 12 to 15 all the way up to 24. There's no report of how it's affecting the women, females. But I guess the important takeaway from this is because the science is ever changing. So until my channel gets taken down for misinformation or whatever, be safe out there, everybody.